In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to connect your LinkedIn to your WordPress to ChatGPT and automatically do posts. This is really cool because instead of jumping between all your different socials, trying to write different types of content for different socials, you can just upload it and bam, you don't have to worry about it. It goes everywhere. And you can go from WordPress to LinkedIn. You can go to WordPress to Twitter, WordPress to Reddit, uh, Pinterest, wherever you want to go, you can set this up. But this particular one is just for LinkedIn. Really quickly, I'll just tell you what we're going to cover. The first thing is we got to create our accounts. So if you don't already, you need to create a LinkedIn account. It's free. You want to create an Integrately account. It has free and paid plans, but for what we're doing, free is fine. And then you need a ChatGPT developer account. You can Google how to find that. And that one you do have to put in your credit card because you'll be charged for each automation, but it's really cheap. I never go over, I think $6 was the biggest one I've ever had. And then after that, we're going to connect our accounts to Integrately. And for everything to be able to talk to each other, we have to connect it to the main platform. We'll connect WordPress, connect LinkedIn, and then connect our Chat GPT. And that's a little bit more complicated because instead of logging in, that one we need to get an API and a special key to put that in there. And then finally, what we're going to do is create our flow. And that is our scenario of events that happens automatically. For this particular one, we're going to just create a blog, upload it to WordPress, and voila, next thing we have a post on LinkedIn and a good one. Let's go ahead and get started. And again, you just go to Integrately. There are a lot of options for doing this. There's make.com, there's Zapier. I've tried them all. For this particular, for doing social media auto posts, I think Integrately is the best one. And right away, when you come here, you'll see there's a little chat box here. For really beginners, you can tell it what you're trying to do, and it'll give you a recommendation. But sometimes the results come out confusing, so we don't want to do that. Go ahead and just go to My Automations. And then up here in the right, we see connected accounts. And when you first go here, you're not going to have any connected accounts. Go there and you're going to want to go to new accounts. And then there's all the options of what you can automate and connect. And so you can easily search WordPress because that's the first one. And when you connect WordPress, it's going to ask you to put in your site. So with the HTTP and then your username and your password. And so these are what you log into your WordPress. If you're not the administrator, you're doing this for someone else, you're going to want to get their login because it's really important that that matches. And once you click continue, you are in. And I've already done this, so I'm not going to do it. Same thing with LinkedIn. Click new and then LinkedIn. And you'll see two here, one for LinkedIn ads. You just want the regular LinkedIn one. And then here we just click sign up to LinkedIn. Takes a moment, and then you see it's just like your login as you would log into LinkedIn. Sign up with your normal login and password. Again, I'm not going to do it because I already did. We'll go ahead and create a new automation. WordPress. We want Chat GPT. And last but not least, we want LinkedIn. See, we have it right there, looking good, ready to go. And then down here, we can just click go. You see that at the bottom. Oh, and actually, it's okay. Now that we have all that set up, we're going to pick and decide what each module does. What do we want it to do? We'll start there. When a new post is created in WordPress, that's what we want. We want a new one to trigger ChatGPT to read the post, transform it into a LinkedIn style post, send it to LinkedIn, and then LinkedIn publishes it. And this is really easy. It walks us through each step. So when post is created in WordPress, do this. And we want get a response in ChatGPT. We're going to give it information and we want a response. So go ahead and click that. And then down below, click go. As before, I'll set up my account. Because here we make sure everything is connected. I'll set it to there. Okay. Then it takes us to this page where there's really helpful information over here, but I don't use it too much because I just kind of figure my way around. And so, first WordPress, let's see what all this means. And what's nice, it's really handy. You have this button here that says Get Last Record. That comes in handy when you're uploading new records, doing tests and things like that. Sometimes it's like a refresh. And we can see the link and all the information that has been pulled into this module. Okay, so that's all there already. We can click Get the Latest Record, and that will just scan our WordPress, get the latest one. And then ChatGPT, we have to tell it what to do. And so if you want to add advanced options, you can. Otherwise, you can just keep it simple. And here we say, write a LinkedIn post about, okay, and then up here, we have the content rendered file. This is the content of the blog. It's kind of hidden in here, but here you have the whole thing. We want to look for that. That's what when ChatGPT is responding, we want it to add the information from that, take what was in that blog and write something about it. So find that. There it is. Content rendered is what we want. So we just click plus. And now see the message we're sending to the ChatGPT API is write a LinkedIn post about all of this content that was rendered from the blog. And then here we have instructions to ChatGPT. So we can say certain things like write like a pirate or, whatever you want. Act professional, always respond professionally. And so I just put write LinkedIn, simple. Oh, and one thing I forgot to say, also when you're talking about write a LinkedIn post, you want them to have your post link at the end. So people read it, they get teased by the post, and then they click and they go read the full blog. So you want to add that part in there. We say include with a CPA to, and then we want to go over to here and find our link, which is right here. Okay. So I hope you guys can see that. We have it ready there. Something else that I noticed that can be really annoying is sometimes ChatGPT will put it in quotes. And so you don't want your LinkedIn post entirely in quotes. That is a signal right away that it's AI content. Also in here, I always conclude, please do not use quotation marks in your output. Okay, we have everything there. Let it save. The little green light will come up, say it's saved, and we can test it. It's doing its thing, takes a minute. And by the way, when I was mentioning, sometimes it'll put quotes. So sometimes even if you put information in there saying, hey, don't do quotes, 3.5 will still put quotes in there. And sometimes you have to go to GPT-4, which is a little bit, quite a bit more expensive, but it's not crazy either. If it gets you to do your social media. Okay, and then over here, see, we can always see ChatGPT response. Calling all automation enthusiasts. We can see there's a little emoji. Check the post out there. And okay, then we need the next step. Don't know why it's not on there. And I thought we saved it. So the last one is LinkedIn, create and share an update. So you can either share it from your company or from yourself. I find your personal LinkedIn gets a lot more action. Here we'll set up our LinkedIn response and how that works. So open that up. And there's a few fields marked required. You have to make sure and fill those in. So comment is the same as basically the output with the post or whatever you would call it. I'm going to ChatGPT. This response is click plus there under comment. The next section, who do you want to see it? Do you want anyone to be able to read this post or just people connected? I usually keep it at anyone because why not? The more the merrier. Content and title and URL, you can leave that stuff blank because you've already included the link at the bottom of this. And so it should be good. Let's go ahead and test it and test successful. Now all we have to do is go over, take a look at LinkedIn. By the way, you can ask me for a connection or follow Josh Roybal on LinkedIn. There you have it. As you can see, I'm glad you guys see this because ChatGPT can make a lot of mistakes and do silly things. This is a messy LinkedIn post. I don't like it. Look at it. There, it says image there. There's no image. It says links and there's no links in there. So I'm going to delete this. That's really, really bad. When that happens, we got to go back in and make some adjustments to the flow. So the problem there was with the ChatGPT output. It was a crappy link post. What I would do right away is change this to 4, GPT-4. And then let me look how I set up my other one because I think I put some special instructions to get a good output. Okay, yeah, so you're going to write in some special information to ChatGPT to get something in LinkedIn that actually sounds good. We start with write a LinkedIn post inspired by this blog. You put in the output from the article, the content from the article. Make the introductory sentence a question. CTA to this blog post. Okay, and that's where you put in the link. Then you got to give this special instructions, and I'll leave this in the comments so you can just copy and paste it. Begin the response with a compelling question that immediately grabs the reader's attention. The question should be relevant to the topic and designed to provoke curiosity or thought. Please provide a response without using any emojis. And you have to say this, otherwise it just emojis it to death and people find that annoying. The post should have an authoritative and conversational tone where the author is an expert. Okay, that's good for LinkedIn. The post should directly address the audience, especially towards the end, to create a sense of conversation. The post should offer a balanced perspective on the benefits and drawbacks. The style should use brief and concise sentences with clear and straightforward language. Use bullet points or arrows to highlight key thoughts or questions, creating a visually appealing and easy to read format. And blah, blah, blah. Just more information about the writing and how I want ChatGPT to communicate. I'm actually going to copy all of this and bring it over to ours, which means in the comments section, I'll kill all of that, paste mine in here. And then in here, I have to add the blog post. I have to go find the content rendered. Oops, I put that in the wrong spot. Okay. Okay. To this blog. Okay. And then that's where we put the content rendered. And then call to action to this blog post. This is where we put the link. Okay, and then we just keep everything else the same. Now let's test it again. And now it should be much more towards something that we want, something that you'd be proud of and that you don't have to think about. You can just have it, because that's the whole point of this. You don't want to do all this and then have to go edit your LinkedIn post. That wouldn't make sense. So we've tested that. Let's come back down here. This all stays the same. We'll retest. And then it says test successful. So let's go take a look and hopefully we got something that we can be proud of and looks cool. Okay, already I'm liking it better. Not so many emojis, not all this crap. Are you on teammake.com or Team Zapiers? This is based on the blog that I had wrote. But yeah, I like the arrows. I like the style. It links out to my article. Everything looks great. This is how it should be. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful. If there's anything else you guys need, leave a comment if you run into a roadblock, because doing these integrations or doing this automation work, you can run into a lot of problems. Just doing what I showed you took me so many times of making mistakes and going back and forth. And so if you run into that, leave a comment, shoot me a message. I'm happy to help get through any roadblocks.